part because when I talked with everyone, I had no idea everyone was going after the prizes. I thought everyone was going after the veto, and I figured I was the only one going after it. And I wanted to win it to save you. One, personally, I wanted to have a win. Mm-hmm. Two, I wanted to show you guys because I know when you got nominated, you were paranoid, and I remember you saying, "Did you guys throw me under the bus?" And I couldn't believe that you would even think we would do that. So for me personally, I wanted to win it to take you off. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know why you said that about me.
Well, I'll tell you why I felt paranoid. Mm-hmm. Because I know in the first week, you guys were in the slaughterhouse, and nobody told me. I also know that the guys, Christian, X, Kyland, Big D, and Frenchie, all formed a guy alliance, and neither of them ever told us about it. No, I don't think either.
Oh.
Yeah.
Say that again, who? In the slaughterhouse?
Kyland. Yeah, all of those were also in the slaughterhouse. That's how it started. It was this 5-guy alliance, and then they branched it into the slaughterhouse, is what I was told. No, I don't think it's a thing anymore. It was like a Frenchie thing, you know, he made a bunch of alliances.
How did you hear that, Frenchie?
Yes, Frenchie told me that. So maybe he's lying, but this whole time I've always thought it's a possibility that everybody in the Kings has been in an alliance together, and that 2 have been in a sub-alliance of that alliance, and nobody ever told me. And so, like, that's always been in the back of my mind. And it's also like, it's Frenchie. So maybe Frenchie's lying. Yeah. I didn't know what to be true.
I feel like Christian would have told me that, but maybe not. Maybe I don't trust Christian as much as I thought.
I don't know. But that's just what Frenchie told me. So this whole time, I've always had it in the back of my head and, like, hoped that it wasn't true because I wanted to trust you guys. And I really did believe that you would use the veto to take me off if you wanted.
I hope you do.
I did.
You did?
I want to believe you, but people are putting doubt in my head, and I don't...
What kind of doubt are they putting in your head, SB?
I just feel like people are saying I might not be safe if I'm up to Big D, next to Big D.
Why wouldn't you be safe?
I don't know.
Why would me, Christian,
Are you mad about the veto?
Am I mad about the veto?
That I took the money?
I will say that I was shocked. I will say that I was shocked that you took the money, because I know this game, and that does look bad. I will say that. I was shocked because I took it, not personally, I took it as, if she's not gunning for it, why are we? But that did not change my mind.
But you do know why I took it.
Because
Brittany was
Brittany would have taken it.
I asked her. Maybe you missed that. I literally looked at Brittany and said, Brittany, you were going to take the veto. And she said, at that point, no point in me taking the veto. All I'm going to get is a punishment or a prize. So I had to keep the prize.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm saying, when it first happened, I didn't see that. But when it first happened, me and Derek looked at each other very confused. And Derek was like, what the fuck? We looked at each other confused. And I took it as, okay, does she want it? It felt like it, I didn't know you said that, and it seemed like you felt really, really safe. But that did not change anything, because you can ask X and Christian. When I kept looking up at them, and they said prize or veto, and I said veto. I said veto, veto, veto. And I understand if you don't believe me, because of paranoia and everything like that, but you can ask both of them, even Tiff. When I looked up, they said veto, and I said yes. I was still going for the veto, and I even told Derek, if it's us 2 at the end, just basically throw it, and you can have whatever prize it is. I didn't give a fuck about the prizes. I really didn't. And you can ask Claire that, you can ask I told you that, you can ask Derek that, you can ask... I had no idea no one wanted the veto. And I said that. I said, okay, I'm going for the veto, and even Derek was saying, okay, well, I was like, even if it's you and Brittany, you're going to go for the prizes? And he, like, kind of stopped for a second. I was like, you're going to go for the veto, right? And he's like, I guess I'm going to have to. And I was like, well, if it's me and you throw it, I'll take the veto.
Well, it makes sense now why he didn't want to go for the veto. He just needed the veto to be used. Exactly. He didn't care who won it.
Exactly. And when I asked him, I go, you're fine with, if it's you and Brittany, you're going to take the veto, right? And he was like, and I go, you're going to take the veto, right? And he goes, I guess I'm going to have to. And I said, well, throw it to me, and I'll take it, and I'll use it.
Yeah. And
I'm not lying. I said that to multiple people. I said that to you. I would never promise something and not do it. And I was really, really fucking going for it instead of that fucking helmet.
I know.
I really, really meant it. And I'm sorry that if you doubted it and what you said about week 1, it's understandable. I probably feel the same way. I didn't know about a 5 thing. I will say Frenchie brought up a slaughterhouse. Remember when we were in the room and he said that? And then I know he said after that week, he wanted to work with me. I don't know about that guy thing. I feel like it doesn't make sense because Frenchie wanted a girls thing. I don't know, and I feel like Christian would have told me because Christian really tells me a lot, but at the same time, maybe he didn't, because then I'd feel the same way as you. So that kind of worries me now. Because I feel like he would tell me, but maybe he didn't. What's it? Him? Frenchie?
Him, Frenchie, Kyland, Christian, X, and Big D.
Have you asked Kai?
I haven't.
Do you think he'd tell you?
He probably would, yeah.
Do you want another tissue?
I have.
Your speech was very sweet to Britt.
Thank you. I don't even remember what I said.
It was very sweet. And it makes sense. But, do you know why he was questioning? He kept saying, "Did you say my name after Nas?" Do you know why he was
I
saying
have no idea. I honestly thought Big D was going up until we were in that gym. That's what he's been telling me over and over.
Me too. Until this morning, he was like, "You sure SB has the votes against Big D?" And I go, "Where are the votes? What are you talking about?" And then that's when he pulled me into the gym and told me him. He goes, "I'm thinking about putting up Christian." And he's like, "I wanted to talk to you and X and tell you." So that's when I started pitching Fuck Now.
Right.
So I tried my best. You can ask X. I was every point possible, Christian.
Everything that we said to keep it to where only one king was on the block is what we tried to do.
I tried my absolute best. I said SB has, if not a unanimous, a 7-2 vote next to Big D. The only two would be the Jokers unless they don't want to be against the House.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter about threats right now. It's about numbers. I'm not worried about being... There's no point to be Big D.
Mm-hmm.
Him being gone and him being here is the same fucking thing.
I don't know if he's just playing a game or if someone did get him freaked out, but that's basically what Baby D was saying to me. Was like, "Are you sure you have the votes?" Like getting me all paranoid.
Truthfully. Alright, so since week 1, or after week 1, we've been the biggest target in the house collectively. So, let's say, what would be the best way to break up this group? Think about it. Exactly.
But he's on our alliance. I don't understand.
But
So now you have what? The Joker side? Oh, they're gonna win comps for you?
no, I don't
And
think
you're gonna have me and you, and if he leaves, you have SB's back now?
I think that's what he's trying to figure out.
Well,
If he takes him out, he's trying to figure out which one of us can he kind of snag, kind of be on
well,
the
he
side to
had
take
my
the other
back
two
until
out.
now. I don't give a fuck. He had my back. Now you have both of my teammates out?
Mm-hmm.
And one shouldn't have even been there in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Brittany was the target. Because when I talked to him and I said, "You're going for prizes or veto?" And he said, "Prize," I go, "So even if you and Brittany are out?" And he paused. And I was like, "Even if it's you and Brittany, you're going to go for prizes?" And he was like, "Fuck, I guess I'll have to go for the veto."
But that makes perfect sense now. He didn't care who won the veto.
And honestly, I don't know if you guys saw, like, and it's only 1 point difference, but I remember looking over it and it looked like he was barely trying.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because it was the same thing as Brittany, and I was in the zone. But I remember looking and I was like, I felt like I don't know. I could be crazy. It just didn't look like he really gave a fuck.
I think in this we placed our trust in someone that we thought wasn't going to come after us, had no incentive to come after us, and I think it might have been, or at least someone's gotten his ear to where they've put it to where his best interest would be to put 2 of us up. For 2 reasons. 1, they put him up, I think they probably think he would go home. And 2, if 2 of us are up, it would split us up. Because now you and I are in a position where
Whoever goes home, it's us 3 or the next target. It's back to the same shit. And you would think that your HOH would show trust. You think his HOH would show trust.
Yeah, but this game isn't always about trust.
I just think it's about smart decisions, and I don't think this was very smart of him. He can't even play next week.
I don't know how beneficial this was to his game, but I think they're expecting us to kind of crumble right now.
What do you mean by crumble?
Meaning they expect, like, you and I to be put in a difficult position because we have to choose between 2 of our teammates. Which is exactly the position we're in right now. Because I want a situation where 2 of you weren't sitting on the block. That's what I've been fighting for all fucking week.
That's literally what I was digging out of my ass talking to him before this.
And even, like, whether it was you, me, her, I just didn't want 2 of us sitting on the block. Because now you 2 are put in a position where you low-key kind of have to campaign against each other. And all it's going to do is that the following week, it's going to make ripples in between this. Like, if he's a mastermind, it's a good fucking move.
I just don't think he would take this move unless he knew he had support.
I don't think he would take this move without someone else in his ear.
Yeah.
The question is who?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. And SB, don't you think it's pretty obvious who it is? Kai hasn't said anything to you.
He acted like right before, so when I found out and I was in the bathroom, and then he came into the bathroom, and I was like, did you know? And he was like, what? He acted like he had no idea.
I don't believe that at all.
I thought I did, but then when we were in here, and you asked for a moment with me, he like brought it up. And that was sketchy. Was that not sketchy?
What do you mean? What do you do?
Because as he was leaving, he was like, by the way, I didn't know. Like, she told me right before. I'm like, why are you even bringing that up right now?
I'm telling you right now, he knew everything. He orchestrated the whole thing. You think Baby D had the balls to do this alone?
So I'm looking at it from a whole picture standpoint, and the only way to break every single person in this house is terrified of our four. The way to break that up is to put two of us on the block and hope that in doing that, it breaks up the remaining three. Because at some point, unless we were all like, yep, one of us gonna have to go, and we all were on the same page about that, which who the fuck would do that? We're all here to win the game. So it puts us in a situation where two of us have to campaign against the other, and the other two have to kind of decide who they want to stay and who they want to go. And eventually, one of them two is going to stay, and that person's going to feel kind of slighted, in a sense, because there was even consideration about getting rid of them. You see what I'm saying? It puts us all in a pretty much an impossible position. Who's smart enough to come up with that? I have no fucking idea.
Kai. Are you kidding?
I think Derek's smart enough to come up with it. I just don't think he would have done it
by himself without feeling support from other people.
I think he would have had to feel like he had the votes to send Christian.
I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb at all. I think he's capable of winning every single competition in this house. The question is, who was it that was backing him up? Because he is smart. And he's smart enough to come up with this plan, but he's never going to do something that he doesn't feel like he has support from the majority. So who are the majority? Who are the people that we thought we could lean on that now we have no fucking idea? There are people that, to our face, when we were in power, were saying, hey, Kings, if you guys don't win, we got y'all. And now, the first week we haven't been in power in, 2 or 3 weeks? Two of us are sitting on the block come eviction night.
It's probably what America wanted to.
That means that they have the queens. Whatever the queens, whatever he wants, the queen's gonna do.
Yeah. Possibly.
Well, that means I'm going home.
I don't even want to talk game right now, honestly.
No.
Really don't care to.
Yeah, Brett. You're good.
Sorry. You're good.
I'm really sorry, Christian.
It's okay.
I'm sorry for both of you that I couldn't stop this from happening.